Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CloudStream, your go-to podcast for everything you ever wanted to know about going to the cloud. In this series of 6 episodes, we bring you expert insights, real-world examples, and tips to navigate your cloud journey with confidence. I'm your host, Riz Haque from CGI Global Intellectual Solutions and Innovation.
Welcome back to CloudStream. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most contemporary topics, cloud security and compliance. I'm going to host one of the cloud superstars from CGI Finland, Juha Vuorinen. Juha, welcome to the show.
Nice to be here. Thanks.
All right, great. I know that we're going to talk a lot about this very hot topic, cloud security, but before we jump in there, I think it would be great to know a little bit about yourself. Would you like to share?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Juha Vuorinen, and I have been working now a few months with CGI. Basically, I have almost 20 years experience on IT, from end users to the cloud, and everything in between, data centers, hypervisors, and networking and stuff like that.
I think that the very first question comes to my mind, and I'm pretty sure many people would like to know, is cloud secured?
Absolutely.
And why you think it is secured?
If you compare it to the data center, for example, and the problem there is that you need to update the hypervisor, servers, disk system, and so on. So you can take that and throw it to the garbage when you go to the cloud.
Correct.
And if you think about our Microsoft ecosystem, they have unbelievable amount of data about the attack data,
Right.
what they process with the machine learning. And
Right.
you get that data by default.
Correct.
And that data and those security mechanisms protecting your environment.
And when it comes to cloud security and compliances, the topic of the day, what comes to your mind that you like to tell? What's happening to our current world versus these contemporary events, both political, geopolitical, and obviously, what does it mean for our end users? Could you reflect some of the facts that you like to tackle today?
Yeah, absolutely. If we think about the landscape where we are living currently and what's happening all around the world, there are wars, political tensions, sabotage, national actors, cyber criminals doing bad things all the time. And of course, one major big topic is the AI development. What's happening there and how it's causing maybe more problems for us in the future.
So if you think cloud is secured, what makes it secure, Juha?
Maybe the easiest way is to think about the cloud shared responsible model. It describes the responsibility as a customer, how you handle the security side.
Right.
And when you're functioning in the cloud, you are basically always responsible to identities and the data.
For sure.
And of course, more cloud native solutions you are able to use, you don't have to take care of the operating system updates and stuff like that. But of course, if you need to use the infrastructure as code level services in the cloud, then you need to take care of the updates and third-party dependency, vulnerability updates, and so on. But that's basically all when you're functioning in the cloud.
Right.
You don't have to figure out anything what's under the hood. But when we think about the data center side,
Yeah.
and there are hypervisor, there are the servers, disk systems, backup solutions, hardware. You have the network switch, firewall, and everything like that. So you need to. Your responsibility is also to update the firmware, software, and the hardware on the data center.
Right.
So if you think about the whole picture, it is quite scary to handle and manage that whole picture when you're functioning in the data center. Because when I have been operating in the data center side, I noticed that the how people and companies function there, it's very segmented.
Right.
So firewall people doing the firewall updates and network people doing
Very siloed
they're
organization.
very siloed,
Yeah.
and you might not even have a visibility of all the vulnerabilities and what's need to be updated today.
Yeah.
At the end, you as a customer, you are responsible to fix
Right.
and to secure it.
Right. Are you suggesting that the companies or the organization who are actually playing in this ground, they should actually have less silos and have more communications in that sense?
Yeah, that of course would help, but I don't know if there any kind of system how you could manage your whole security posture and vulnerability management in the when you take the data center included in the picture.
We're going to come back to that in a minute. In terms of data privacy versus data residency, what's your favorite topic, or what are the pros and cons in your opinion?
When we think about the data privacy from cloud perspective, um, most of the customers are afraid of the cloud because they don't know where the data is.
Correct.
And I think that's something they're missing the point there, because in the cloud the data is encrypted in transit and at rest, and you can also have end-to-end encryption, and you can use your own keys if you want to do so. Maybe the biggest thing from the compliance view is that you need to choose a correct region
Right.
what complies your regulatory requirements. Like in Europe, that would be the Europe. So you will be compliant with GDPR
Right.
regulations, and the data is most secure in that.
In the European cloud, due to
European cloud,
due
yeah.
to the legislations and
Yeah.
everything else. We of course often talk about public clouds. And in your opinion, if the public cloud provider's data center cracks down or breaks down, is there any sort of like remedy that you as an expert would have suggest?
I think you should start planning for that kind of scenario at the beginning of your cloud transformation journey,
Right.
at the governance point. So you need to define how you want to act on that kind of situation, because on technical wise, the solution is quite easy. You can prepare for regional audits to replicating the data and the environment to different region continent if you want. So basically that's the solution. And of course, if everything is done infra as a code, if you want to do a little bit lighter setup, you just modify the code and deploy your environment in a different region.
So what are the biggest risk that an organization have on the cloud transition during the project or when they are already up in the cloud?
Yeah, on the transmission phase, I would say that the biggest risks are related to the cloud foundation, the land and zone concept. That cloud governance, especially on the security point of view, is not planned and implemented well. So there are no compliance actions taken in place. And of course, the identity access management is one crucial thing on the transition phase.
When it comes to cloud security or any other transformation as such, we cannot just, stay out of AI. In your opinion, do you think that AI-driven security tools could effectively prevent and detect any sort of cloud-based threats?
Yes, absolutely. AI and machine learning. For example, Microsoft is using machine learning and AI to prevent about 600 million attacks per day for their customers.
In terms of cloud transition and the role of cloud security, what is the play for GDPR, especially for the European citizen, in your opinion?
Yeah, I would say that the GDPR plays a quite big role, at least for the European citizens, because it
Sure.
will basically make our data secure
Mm-hmm.
and stored in the correct location where it should be, and that's very critical for the data privacy part.
And if I ask you anything related to data privacy and data residency, is there anything specific you want to call out for? in terms of cloud security?
Yeah, maybe one big thing is that you need to always remember that you own the data. You own the data. And when the data is in the cloud, it's always secure. It's encrypted, and you can just decide what level of encryption you want to use. And resilience side, if you think about the mitigation, you need to be exact which region you're using the data.
Right.
And you pick up the correct region, and you basically then obey, for example, GDPR
Right.
compliance framework, what is quite common for our European users.
Correct. So obviously the location makes a huge difference in all related to the cloud security and so on.
Yes, absolutely. It makes a quite big difference, because there are cloud providers are functioning in quite many countries and nations, and they have different laws, and that makes the thing a little bit complex, at least for our European citizens.
Of course, we're seeing more and more cloud-based threats happening to the current world. Do you think AI-based tool could detect and prevent those threats effectively, in your opinion?
Yeah, absolutely. We are already doing that, and the major cloud vendors are doing that. But I would say that the bigger problem is that what the attackers will do with the AI,
Sure.
because of course the major security concern is in everywhere is the vulnerabilities, and that's what attackers use nowadays to compromise or have the data breaches in your environment. Think about the open source AI model, what's been harnessed to find the vulnerabilities and maybe figure out the new zero-day vulnerabilities to get more surface attack surface for the criminals.
Juha, what are the roles of cloud service providers in terms of cloud security?
Yeah, they have a quite big role. Of course, they need to provide a secure cloud platform what the customers can use. But of course, they are securing the whole environment. They provide you the identity access management solution so that you can keep your environment secure. Data security, AI
Sure.
security,
Sure.
and so it's the whole concept.
So when you are actually choosing your cloud service provider, you need to really consider all those elements you just mentioned.
And I would say that the identity part is the most critical part in the current world. So we don't anymore protect networks, we protect identities.
Juha, this has been so informative so far, and I have still one more question I'm pretty sure many of our audience would like to know. What is, in your opinion, is the next big thing when it comes to cloud security?
Yeah, I have to give you a quite boring answer. It's going to be AI again. But if you think about it, it's been on the cloud providers. They have been using it for quite a long time.
For sure.
For defending their customer environment and the whole ecosystem. But what have been happening during this week? I would say that cyber attackers and natural state factors will absolutely and unfortunately use it for their ways and do much worse attacks.
Thank you so much, Juha, for your valuable insights. It is such an important topic that I was looking forward to talk to you. Thanks for coming to the show, and good luck with everything what you're doing, to you and to your team.
Thank you for having me here.
Great. Thanks for being with us today at the Cloud Security episode. It was great having Juha talk through such an important insights. Next time, we're going to talk about data and AI. Till then, it's a goodbye.